Did you have a good year? Are you ready for an even better one? Well, let's connect. Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to join me at the Connect Podcast with Mel Capers. I am your host, Mel Capers. So delighted and excited to be here with you. I've got this episode, and I want to get through it real fast, but I can't miss anything. I've got so many things I want to talk to you about. But listen, before I go too far, let me just pause and give thanks to my great Creator for allowing me just another opportunity to do His will on this side of heaven. I also want to take this time to thank my friends who have been with me from day one. Kevin and Tasha White, they are co-founders, co-owners of Vanguardian Global. They're traveling around doing great things. Please go by their website, Vanguardian Global, my good friends, Kevin and Tasha White. I also want to send a big shout out to a great friend. She is Sonia Pinckney Rose, founder and owner of J.M. Pinckney Publishing, doing amazing things. And I'm telling you, she is so amazing. I decided to get my book published through the J.M. Pinckney Publishing. It's called Coaching Through Breakthroughs, Transitioning from Barriers to New Heights. Tell you what, I had fun writing it, and many people have been coming back telling me they had fun reading it. And you need to go check it out, Coaching Through Breakthroughs, my first book. Go do it. I also want to send a great shout out to a great friend who's been there every step of the way from day one. She is Renalda Sullivan, founder and CEO of Dream Differently. She also has been on the road doing amazing things, doing keynote speaking all over the place. You need to catch her because she's got a lot going on and she can help you get to the next level as well. She is Renalda Sullivan. Please go by her website at renaldasullivan.com. Find out what's going on with Dream Differently and your life will never be the same. I want to tell you, it has been an amazing time this past year and we have so much ahead of us for you. And we're glad that you've tuned us in and have been tuning us in from the beginning. Got more to come. We're going to get to it in our first segment we call On the Horizon. Well, here we are in a segment we call On the Horizon. And I got to tell you, we have so much on the horizon. I've done some brainstorming and I've gone through quite a few mastermind sessions. Also visited the Maxwell Leadership Conference in Orlando. Had so much feedback on my podcast and I think I'm ready to level it up. It's time to get to the next level with some of the things that we have coming ahead of us for you. It is going to be incredible. And I don't want you to miss anything about it. So here are some of the things that are coming up and we're going to be offering for you. I just want you to pay close attention to my website. My website is melvincapers.com. my website is going to be quite interactive with so many different things going on. We are indeed going to continue to have guests come on to our podcast. We will continue our podcast for as long as we can and even longer than that. But one thing, addition to the podcast that we're going to offer some special classes, some special leadership classes that we're going to do via podcast episodes. And it's going to be a subscription podcast that I have, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But it's going to be dedicated specifically for those people who are interested in coming into a podcast episode where you will see some training, some leadership training, and I will be live during these podcast sessions, kind of facilitating that leadership training. Now, again, it's going to be a subscription type podcast, but it's going to be for a very, very minimal amount. If you're interested in joining us on any one of our leadership courses, then please feel free to stop by our website, learn about our subscription podcast and our leadership courses there. It's going to be off the charts because it's going to be digging deep into leadership theories, and we're going to be explaining it. We're going to have some time to make sure that you get what you need in these courses, but it's going to be a podcast episode. Isn't that something? Podcast episode. We're going to have a special podcast, an individual podcast specifically to teach you leadership courses. And I'm also going to do quite a few webinars. You'll find that we're going to be doing webinars that any and every opportunity. We're going to have at least one webinar that we're going to do live per quarter. So please keep in touch with us. Again, go to our website at www.melvincapers.com. Find out the next webinar we're going to do. We may have a guest doing it. It may be a master class, but it's going to be once a quarter, at least once a quarter. We're going to have a webinar. Now, we may have multiple webinars during that quarter, but I can guarantee you we'll have one webinar during that quarter. And you need to check us out. So please, again, go by our website at melvincapers.com and find out what's going on in the world of Capers Consulting. Listen, I also want to invite you to get ready. We are going to be offering a suite of leadership courses. It's going to be a 12-month course. It's going to be a 12-month engagement. Let's put it that way. A 12-month engagement. And in this 12-month engagement, it's going to be a combination of so many different opportunities. Let's put it that way. It's going to be some online courses that you're going to be taking. It's going to be some interactive online situations that you're going to be involved with. We're going to do face-to-face opportunities as well. And then we're going to do a capstone event. And the capstone event might be in a city that's near you. And that capstone event is going to be something else. Now, what we're going to do is have a select number of people in these courses, in this suite of courses, because what we want to make sure is that when you invest in these courses, that you're not overwhelmed with the number of participants in the courses. So, and the courses, again, will be listed on my website. It's going to be quite a few different types of courses. We'll have marketing courses, we'll have leadership courses, we'll have coaching courses. We're going to have some entrepreneurial type courses. It is going to be a suite of courses. I haven't decided exactly what that suite looks like, but the theory is we're going to have a suite of courses. We're going to have people register for that 1 year long course. More to come on that. You'll see it again. Check my website out. It's going to be a beautiful website with a lot of information, and we want you to go there. Also want to talk about the theme of my podcast. My podcast is going to take a little bit of adjustments over the next year. We're going to do we got some great feedback this year, some incredible feedback that we got. So we're going to do some tidying and tweaking up for our podcast. We're going to have some special guests. I have right now 12 different topics that I want to try to get experts in each of these topics to come on at least once a month to talk about these 12 topics. And these 12 topics will take care of the next year. And so when we start the topics, I want to have an expert speaking specifically about that topic. And It's going to go on for 12 straight months that we are going to have a different topic. And it's going to be, how do you operate your small business? How do you start your business? I know we've had some conversations about that before, but I'm going to have other people on the podcast to talk specifically about that. So you're going to get a lot of information, and we're going to be around. Like I tell you, the podcast is not going anywhere. We'll redecorate, take down the banners, put new ones up, maybe relocate somewhere else and buy a fireplace in the wintertime if we need to, or whatever. But the podcast is going to be here. The interaction is going to be continuing with you. I love my podcast. I love my friends who come on. I call all of my guests friends because we become friends. Also, speaking of podcasts, we're going to have the latest edition of our podcast on my website as well. So I want you to go to my website and check out the latest edition. But more than that, I would love for you to subscribe and download a copy of this webinar here, this episode here, and all of my podcast episodes. That's what I want you to do. Listen, I'm having a good time, and it is a great opportunity to share with you. We've got more. I wanted to take a quick moment in this entire episode to let you know there's so much happening. There's so much ahead of us. And I'm going to tell you, this is how we connect with you. We'll do that right now in our next segment. Well, here we are in our final segment. We call this the Connect segment. This is where we give you our social media handles, our telephone numbers, and everything else so that you can connect with us and we can stay connected as we move along the remainder of this year. Go to my website, melvincapers.com. You'll find all my social media handles there. Just click on any one of those social media and you'll get in touch with me. Listen, I also have a Facebook page. I want you to check out my Facebook page, and we'll have all kinds of events listed on the Facebook page. So please go by my Facebook page. I also have some special things that are coming up too. I'm going to have a tool that's going to be placed on my website so that you can check where you are and some of the things you need to do. I also have quizzes that I'm going to have on my website. My website is really going to be fantastic. I'm working on it as we speak not right now, but I'm working on my website to make it so interactive that you're going to have a good time just visiting me. So connect with me by going to my website, melvincapers.com. You'll find all my social media handles there. And the reason why I'm hesitant to give you the social media handles because things are changing on the social media market right now, especially since Twitter went to X. And, the letter X just gives you the impression you don't want to have anything to do with that. But anyway, you can find me out there on Twitter. I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm going to have all of that on my website. So again, go out to my website, melvincapers.com, and we'll see you there. Listen, I have had a ball, y'all. This has just been a real quick episode I wanted to get out to you to let you know things are going to be greater than it has ever been as we move down the line to close out this year in preparation of our next year and our new season that's coming up. We are so thankful for all of you who've tuned into us, everyone who've connected with us. I'm telling you, my cadre of friends is growing bigger and bigger and bigger because I connected with you. That's why I'm always, always, always delighted to connect with you. And guess what? In closing, I always say this: we will see you the next time.
We'd love for you to subscribe to our podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So please like, share, subscribe, and leave a review. You can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Mel Capers Coaching. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.